Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good, and if not, I hope this video makes you feel better. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because this video is fire, obviously. I mean, you know you want to. And follow me on my two Instagrams, at @VivFromVenus and @Vivian. Okay, so let's get on with the video really quick. I was watching Why Did I Get Married for the first time in years, and I realized some things while watching it. Everybody overlooked Terry's misogynistic ass and just villainized Diane. Like, excuse me? How did no one notice this? And also, everyone was so focused on how each couple was problematic except Patricia and Gavin. Like, babes, they were the definition of hypocritical. But wait, let me first backtrack. First things first, if you're watching this video, then you've probably watched Why Did I Get Married? But I'll just give you a refresher on what happened since it was like so long ago. Why Did I Get Married is a movie written, directed, and produced by Tyler Perry that was released in 2007. So it was back when Tyler Perry movies were actually halfway decent. And it involves eight married friends, which means that there are four couples: Terry and Diane, Angela and Marcus, Gavin and Patricia, and Mike and Sheila. They go on their annual marriage retreat where they strengthen their marriage and rediscover why they got married. So all the couples are going through it on their way to this retreat. So we're seeing like some problems that like they're going through as they're traveling to this like winter like type of snow lodge. So first, Terry and Diane are having issues because they don't get to spend as much time together as like Terry would want, since Diane got a promotion at her firm, since she's like a top litigator. And Angela and Marcus were just arguing about like a whole bunch of mess. Like, Angela doesn't like the fact that his baby mama is talking shit about her to her kids. And it's also the fact that Marcus is still messing with his baby mama. And plus, Angela keeps belittling Marcus about not having a job, which is totally messed up. And Gavin and Patricia are making it seem like they're the perfect relationship, but they're really not. Like, they can't even talk honestly with each other about the obvious trauma that they're dealing with regarding the loss of their child. And Patricia is supposed to be a therapist, bro. And she constantly tells her friends, like, hey, you should talk to your spouses and be vulnerable, but you're not doing that with your husband. It's kind of weird. And Mike and Sheila. Ooh, child. Mike was just awful. Like, he keeps going on this woman about her weight, and he makes her feel undesirable. He makes her feel unattractive. He was even messing with her really good friend named Trina, and the friend that he was messing with went along with them on the trip. And when they were on the plane, Sheila had to get off because the person sitting next to her was complaining because, you know, due to her weight, she was taking quote-unquote too much space. But let's just be honest, that plane is tight AF. Like, it's small. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. But anyway, Mike told her to drive all the way to the snowiest part of Colorado while he and Trina stay on the flight. It was just awful. So now that you know all of, like, what's going on in the beginning, and like, you know, just an introduction of the couples, here's my analysis on all of them. So first, Terry and Diane. So throughout the movie, we observe Terry being a little whiny bitch saying, ooh, I've been begging you to spend time with me, or ooh, when are we having sex, or ooh, get off your phone, or ooh, when are we gonna have our son? And I get it. Like, I totally get it. She was focusing way too much on her career and not tending to her responsibilities as a wife and a mother. And he wants to spend time with his wife. Like, that's a genuine, like, you know, reaction when, you know, your wife is gone all the time. But it's just the way he was saying it, you know? Like, he was pressing her to have a kid and stuff when she just got a promotion at her firm. Like, her bosses are counting on her to deliver. And what's it gonna look like if she just ups and has a baby and leaves for a couple of months? Her career is gonna be on the line. And plus, like, you already know how corporate America treats women. You know, like, once they just treat women as very disposable. So yeah, like, it's gonna have I already know that maternity leave is going to have a terrible it's gonna have like a terrible effect on her career when she comes back. So yeah, plus having kids can have a terrible effect on a woman's body. Like, you're asking her to give up her career and her body just because you want a son. And Terry will not be losing anything at all because, one, he's a man, and two, like, he'll just be working all the time and like Diane is gonna be the one who's gonna spend most of the time, like spend the most amount of time with the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll just like, oh, help out and change, or oh, he'll like play with the baby or whatever. But Diane is gonna spend the most time with it. She's gonna be the most responsible. So like there's always been this whole like there's never been like this a whole lot of equal distribution of responsibility when it comes to like the man and the woman in the situation. So yeah. So again, to get back to my point, Terry won't be losing anything at all. So I don't like how Diane was villainized, or rather how Terry was portrayed to be the victim, when like, you know, she was just like, she's having a normal reaction as a working woman, you know? So here are particular clips of like some problematic stuff that Terry did. So here's a clip of him trying to get some while Sheila was missing. And again, you know, like Sheila was the last person to come to the lodge because she had to drive all the way there.
This is a good time to work on it, son. Are you kidding me?
I mean, like, who does that? Like, Sheila's driving in a snowstorm and no one's hearing from her, and you think it's the best time to fuck. Like, wow. And the next clip, here's another clip. This is a clip of him and Diane arguing in the bedroom, because, you know, it started when Diane forgot Terry's birthday. So here's a clip of that.
How about doing what a wife does, screwing me on a regular? Can you handle that? You know what, I'm all for solutions, but maybe we could come up with something that doesn't involve me stepping back into the 50s.
I smell misogyny. Also, if you watch the movie, Diane did do some shiesty shit when she got her tubes tied behind Terry's back. And I'm not defending what she did whatsoever, but Terry did do some shiesty shit by getting their daughter paternity tested because he thought that she was cheating on him. Like, he was like, oh, we only had sex only once, and you've been working so damn much, so there's no way that you could have gotten pregnant by me. And again, I understand why he did it, but babes, it only takes one time, you know? Like, so in conclusion, I just find it funny how we're gonna villainize a woman for working and pursuing her career, but we're not gonna keep that same energy with a man who is pressuring his wife to give up such career so that he can leave a legacy through a son. I smell a rat. But their relationship just goes to show that in a relationship, it's all about taking your partner's needs into consideration. Like, I think Diane should have made more time for her family, especially her husband, because he was constantly telling her, like, to make time for him. And Terry should have understood that having a baby isn't just like, hey, we should have a son. It's like, hey, she's kind of risking her life and her career and body to have the son. Let's just think about this a little more. Ooh, child, these two give me a headache. Like, they are the definition of toxic. As said before, they were arguing about the fact that Marcus's baby mama is talking shit about her to her kids, and the fact that he was being unfaithful, and also Marcus's unemployment. I have a huge problem with this because Angela is also being villainized when Marcus isn't a whole saint either in this, you know, movie. Like, why is it that you're not going to check your baby mama when Angela has told you time and time again that she's bad mouthing her to her daughter? That's kind of messed up. And you're gonna mess with the baby mama too on top of that. But I'm in no way saying that Angela is a saint in this situation either. Because she's so hostile and aggressive with her approach, of course Marcus is gonna tune her out and be less than willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever someone is yelling in your ear constantly, you're gonna want to tune them out. Plus, she's always embarrassing him in front of everyone. Like, every chance she gets, she announces that he's unemployed or she's making all the money. Like, it's really messed up. And there was also so much going on with them too. Like, there was infidelity on both parts because Angela slept with someone who had VD so that she could catch Marcus in the act of cheating, if that makes sense. So basically, to put it differently, Angela knows that Marcus is cheating, so she sleeps with someone with an STD and then turns to sleep with Marcus so that it makes it seem that Marcus contracted the STD from the person that he slept with, so that then he'll be caught in the act and have to tell Angela and fess up. I know, it's crazy. And I hate the fact that they live for their heated arguments because they have great sex afterwards. Like, babes, that's not healthy. I say that all to say that the relationship goes to show, don't be cruel to your partner. You shouldn't use their shortcomings for ammunition in an argument. Like, if you don't like being in a relationship with someone who uses your shortcomings as ammunition for an argument to, get on top, don't cheat on them. Just leave. Okay? So throughout the movie, we observe a lot of like a sort of awkwardness between Patricia and Gavin. Like in front of everyone, they're a picture perfect couple, but in private, you could see some tension looming. And apart, like when Gavin is with the guys and Pat's with the girls, you kind of see the discomfort whenever the topic of kids is mentioned. And that's because they recently lost a son. And the fact that they brush off their feelings as if they're like unbothered is super problematic. Like keeping those emotions built up just causes a catastrophe. Having problems internally is just as bad as having problems externally, like an Angela and Marcus or a Mike and Sheila. You feel me? And it ended up being explosive because of the lack of communication between Patricia, a licensed fucking therapist, and Gavin. And it's revealed that Gavin blamed their son's death on Patricia, which was kind of messed up, but I mean, he was emotional at the time. He probably didn't mean it, and so on and so forth. And I kind of understood why Patricia didn't want to talk about their son's death, because she blames herself too. Not probably, she does blame herself. And it's like, it's really painful. Like she's bearing the burden of her son's death, However, I still feel like as a therapist, she should understand the importance of letting your partner know how you feel once you're ready. But like Patricia was never, like it didn't seem like she was ever going to talk about it, And as a therapist, she should also understand the importance of going to therapy to unpack those feelings. But it seemed like she was never going to do that. She was just gonna like pretend that everything was fine. So I don't know. Patricia was sounding a little hypocritical to me. So in conclusion, I think that Patricia and Gavin's relationship is a lesson to everyone, for everyone to, one, understand that all that glitters isn't gold. Like the perfect relationship that you be seeing on like, social media or maybe in real life isn't as perfect as you may think. And two, talk to your partners about how you're feeling. Be vulnerable with them. And if you can't be vulnerable with your partner, babes, you shouldn't be with them. Because like, what's the point? I hated Mike. Like he is actually the spawn of Satan. Like he could have just divorced this nice woman if he didn't feel attracted to her anymore. I don't know why you're not going to spare this woman the grief of having to deal with your constant belittling and cheating. Like, bro, that's so stupid. And some of y'all are probably like, well, why doesn't Sheila leave if he's saying all this stuff to her about her weight? And I think it's because she's so caring, so good-hearted, and she's like a Christian woman, like a God-fearing woman, that she doesn't realize when to give up. Like, she feels like the Lord will fix it. And he's soon gonna, Mike is soon gonna go back to the loving person that he was when they first met. But, that's just not the case. And Mike and Sheila's relationship is just the definition of an abusive relationship. Like, of course, he's never hit her before, but verbal assault or verbal abuse is also valid when it comes to, like, discussing abusive relationships. And that's what many people overlook when it comes to, the discussion of the conversation of abusive relationships. Aside from that, I love Sheila's transformation. She turns from self-deprecation to self-love. She picks herself up by the bootstraps and explores a new life and new romance. And she slays, y'all. Like, she comes out on top. She stuns on Mike and her fake-ass friend Trina. And I love Sheila's storyline so much because it showcases that no situation is permanent. You will get through whatever obstacles eventually with the right people on your side. And so I think that is a good note to end on. Don't you think? If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, comment down below a show or movie that you would like my commentary on, and subscribe. Also, follow me on my Instagram at Viv from Venus and my personal Instagram, It's Vivian. Thanks and have a great day, guys. Bye.